All right, let's talk about the future. Today, we're going to jump ahead 15 years to see what the world of video games might look like. And this isn't just guesswork. We're walking through a really detailed prediction based on some compelling models that lays out a massive, radical transformation of the entire industry. So what's in store for us? Let's dive in. Everything, and I mean everything we're about to talk about, starts with this one powerful idea. The video game industry is at a mathematical breaking point. Basically, the cost of making these gigantic, blockbuster AAA games has gotten so insanely high that the whole business model is about to collapse under its own weight. It just doesn't add up anymore. And that breaking point, that's the catalyst for all of it. It's the domino that starts a chain reaction, forcing a complete reinvention of how games are made, how they're sold, and even how we play them. So the big question is, what is it actually going to feel like to be a gamer 15 years from now? Well, we're about to walk through the timeline. Now, what's so fascinating about this forecast is that it's not just a bunch of wild, random guesses. Nope. It's presented as a logical cascade of events, a chain reaction, where every single change is a direct result of the one that came before it. And it all kicks off with that financial crisis we just mentioned. So let's jump into phase one. The source calls it the service era, and it kicks off almost immediately between 2026 and 2030. In this period, the entire economic foundation of gaming gets a hard reset. We're not just talking about a few new games, we're talking about a completely new way of doing business. First up on the chopping block, say goodbye to your game discs. By 2026, and yeah, that's right around the corner, physical game sales are predicted to absolutely plummet, falling below 10% of the entire global market. Game boxes won't vanish completely, but they'll become a niche collector's item, kind of like vinyl records are for music fans today. The era of physical media, it's over. This right here shows a huge shift in our relationship with the games we play. We're moving from ownership to access. The model will basically force everyone into subscriptions. We're already seeing this with stuff like Xbox Game Pass, but the prediction is that it becomes the only way. You won't own your games anymore. You'll rent access to a huge catalog. And you can bet there will be different tiers. A basic plan, probably with ads, and a much pricier premium plan if you want to play new releases on day one. And this leads to something truly monumental. The end of the console wars as we know them. Why? Well, because selling that physical box, the console itself, actually loses companies money. The new fight isn't over hardware, it's over the software ecosystem. The goal isn't to sell you a PlayStation 6, it's to get you to download the PlayStation app onto your smart TV, your tablet, your whatever, making the console itself totally obsolete. And to close out this first phase, we get our first major evolution in how games actually play. Autonomous NPCs. By 2030, all that scripted, repetitive dialogue is gone. Instead, you'll just talk into your microphone and an AI-powered character will understand you and talk back with a unique, synthesized voice, creating new quests and conversations completely on the fly. Think about it, the end of hearing the same line over and over again forever. Okay, so the business model is flipped on its head. Now what? Well, that leads us to phase two, the adaptive game. With a new subscription economy pumping money into the system, the industry can now fund a real technological revolution. This is where the way we play starts to change in some really radical, mind-bending ways. Imagine this. You're in a fighting game, and you're up against a boss. But this boss isn't just following a predictable pattern. It's watching you. It's analyzing your favorite combos, it's learning your bad habits, and by the second round, it's completely changing its strategy to counter you specifically. The only way to win isn't to memorize a pattern. It's to genuinely get better. And that adaptive AI, it leads directly to what's being called the infinite game. Generative AI will create brand new content for you as you play. New levels, new enemies, new stories, all of it just for you. We're talking about huge world games where the story never actually ends because the AI is always writing the next chapter. So how are we going to see these incredible infinite worlds? Well, the prediction is that by 2033, we're going to ditch our physical TVs. They'll be replaced by sleek, lightweight, augmented reality glasses that project a massive, resizable, high-res virtual screen right there in your living room. You can make it as big as a movie theater or as small as a tablet, all on demand. Okay, now for the final phase, the ultimate convergence, starting around 2036. And this is where things get really, really wild. The line between the game, the player, and reality itself, it just starts to dissolve. This decade is just a whirlwind of breakthroughs. It starts with biometric feedback, games that can literally read your body's signals. Then we get brain-computer interfaces. Then, graphics become indistinguishable from reality thanks to quantum simulators. And the big one? Prompt-to-game generation, the ability to create entire games with a single sentence. Let's break that down. First, that biometric feedback. This means hyper-personalization. The game engine, probably through your AR glasses, is monitoring your vital signs in real time. So you're playing a horror game and your heart rate isn't high enough? The AI will tweak the lighting, change the sound, and ramp up the tension until it finds what truly uniquely scares you. The game is actively playing the player. And now for what might just be the biggest leap of all, by 2040, you don't buy games. You don't even browse a library. You create them with a prompt. You'll just describe the exact experience you want to have, the genre, the atmosphere, how long you want it to be, how hard, and a cloud AI will generate that entire game from scratch just for you in a matter of minutes. And all of this leads to a future where gaming isn't a separate activity anymore. It's not a hobby. It becomes the main way we interact with the entire digital world. The lines between playing a game, hanging out with friends, and even working just completely blur into one single, persistent, mixed reality universe. So, after that 15-year journey, which ends with the game redefined, what have we actually learned? We've seen an industry forced into a crisis, only to come out on the other side completely transformed. The very meaning of what it is to play a game has been fundamentally rewritten. So let's boil it all down. What are the key takeaways? Well, your future gaming experience is going to be a service you subscribe to, not a product you own. You'll be able to play it on any screen you want. It will almost certainly be more expensive. And most importantly, it's going to be powered by an AI that creates infinite personalized worlds that react uniquely to you. Which leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question to chew on. If our games are generated for us on the fly, if they adapt to our very emotions, and if they become the interface through which we live our digital lives, are we still just playing, or has it become something else entirely? Thanks for joining me on this one.